Ah, well, they're about to notice that Artie isn't around. Cameron looks at his surroundings while Brian ambles around 5 feet away, kicking at the dirt and foliage. It's twilight now. Oh, man. The early aughts. It's twilight now, at least as far as Cameron can tell. The eerie, ominous red hasn't gone away, even though they're well past sunset. The first time he tried shrooms, colors did change, but in the sense that they became more vibrant and saturated. The forest just looks like it did when they had the vision about the static entity. He was with Dev then. How is this even happening? Who's having these thoughts? Devon? What? Sounded genuinely surprised. That's not what I meant to sound like. What? Cameron jolts back to the present, even though it's not the present. What? Because time stopped existing. Oh yeah, he's fucking out of it. And this is just a moment in a never-ending series of moments. Okay. Is time always happening at once? What? He's fucking out of it. Brian is still with him, with a piercing gaze, and his fur is once again writhing about on his body, as if it's come back to life. Sorry, I'm having a hard time concentrating. He'd lost himself for a moment and just blurted out the first name that came to his mind to center himself, and confirm that he still exists. The trip is reaching the same levels he experienced in high school that had sent him running through an unfamiliar public park, his friends having to chase him and pin him down. Ha ha, fucking bad! I didn't even measure what the fuck I gave you, cause I thought you'd only take one swallow. It was a fuck ton, though. Oh. There's nothing he can add to that. It's scary, but it's the way Brian is acting that's really scaring him. Whatever he took is obviously kicking in, and it's definitely not calming him down. I'm wrong. I don't like the way you approached like that. Could you back the fuck up, please? Brian's tone is taunting and cruel. Oh, okay. Something wrong! Okay. And to Cameron's horror, Brian comes closer right next to Coyote. Please, no. Please, very no. No. I'm just feeling off because of the shrooms. Oh, Jesus. Oh, shit! You're on like 3 milligrams of Xannies, too! I totally forgot! Fuck, you better not fall asleep or go all delirious on me, understand? Because if you do, I'll probably just kill you. Oh, that's nice. No pressure. No, Cameron stays still. He's reached the stage where he feels solidly stuck in a deep dream, one that he'll probably be in for several more hours. Who's dreaming? Hey, what's the matter? Am I making you feel uncomfortable? Is there something wrong with me? Cameron shakes his head with tiny jerks, barely moving it. I asked a fucking question! I'm noticing you're on something. That's all. Well, no shit, kid. You think I was blowing my nose in there or something? Well, I was thinking maybe we were going to see things together, and you were taking a downer. But it looks like you're on an upper. Why would I want to see shit when I got you? I don't like the ones out here. That's why I took it. Well, guess what I'm on? Cameron doesn't. But now that he knows cowering isn't going to help him, he plays along. Maybe cocaine? Adderall? You fucking kidding me, kid? Adderall? I look like a college brat trying to pull an all-nighter. Shit's like a cup of coffee to me. Cameron doesn't say anything, but Brian keeps quiet, like he's waiting for the next guess. Meth? Too expensive, but close enough. It's methadone. I've never even heard of that. Okay. Sorry, I never really did stims. Oh, great. That's a perfect thing to say to him. He's definitely gonna make you do it now. Not after what happened to his mother. Bath salts. Oh, I've heard of those. Everyone knows about Florida. Oh, no. And it feels fucking amazing! Oh, god damn it. Well, that's fucking... What follows is the sight of a 500-pound bear awkwardly dancing and swinging his massive arms around violently, growling, and laughing. For the record, now that I know this video is definitely not getting monetized, no it doesn't, not from personal experience, but don't do this. Don't be like Brian. I don't think anyone watching this for even more than one episode should know that Brian is not an example of anything of what to do. He is an example of what never to do, of what you should look out for in a crowded parking lot or an isolated parking lot or any kind of parking lot, of what to avoid. Is why you should always carry a flashlight and mace. And check your car before you get in it or under it, or never go anywhere like that's dark alone. Just be careful, because people like Brian exist. So, yeah, no, this is not the Brian redemption arc. No, it isn't. It's terrifying. Yes, it is. As the crazed bear is shadowboxing, oh god, about 20 feet away, Cameron begins to realize he might be able to... Don't even start! You're gonna piss off a giant, muscle-bound fucking bath salt. I mean, we've all seen those Florida men fuckers who are on bath salts who, like, take on entire squads of fucking cops who are like simultaneously tasing them, and they're just like walking through that shit armed with a plastic lightsaber. Like, no, don't piss him off. Also, Devon's still locked in a fucking trunk. Like, don't. Just, you're not gonna win this. Also, you're high. Running is probably not gonna work. Surprised you're walking. With his muscles weak from the sedative and his mindset absolutely fucked from the hallucinogen, he might not be able to outrun Brian. He's starting to forget that he even exists. Still, he might be able to hide. Nope! Y'all have animal noses and shit. And you ain't showered in ever, probably. Stoner ass, so probably not. The desert is full of cracks and crevices that he might be able to squeeze into and wade out. He lives here! He knows where to look! And here he is. Brian is here, heaving for breath. Gotta relax. It's been a little while, so I'm in a huge rush. Gotta remember, I ain't as young as I used to be. My heart's probably gonna give any day now. That would be a huge fucking relief. He just collapses and you're like, oh, well, that's done.
I was about to say, how about now?
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be a huge anticlimactic finish, but wouldn't that just be nice? After all this shit, he just has a heart attack and we're like, oh, guess we're done. Just game ends. Like, oh, okay. Well, we just go over and unlock Devon. Or Cameron doesn't even know where Devon is. He just leaves and Devon's like, guys. Meanwhile, Artie's at the fucking highway. He goes to a hospital and, well, he would, yeah. And, Duke could probably find Brian and he'd probably find Devon later. That'd just be anticlimactic. I'd take that, honestly, over the climactic. Because, I don't know, when it comes to Brian, I don't want to go there. Literally, it says, please let your heart give out. Please just die and let this nightmare, this decades-long nightmare you've created, end. Yeah, it'd be a good time. Be as good time as any. Way too much. Anyway, make me forget what we're even doing. Remind me again, little buddy. Brian smiles at the young coyote, and Cameron takes this as his cue to smile back. Cameron is remembering correctly, stimulants make people more empathetic, and he hopes he can tap into that. I'm going to help you calm down some spirits, Cameron wants to say, and then you'll let me go, but Brian doesn't keep promises, and bringing it up might only trigger him to do more terrible things. That, and they're now outside. Cameron is sure he can feel Devon's presence, alive but hurt, and the coyote is desperately trying to figure out what to do next. But Brian seems to know exactly what's on Cameron's mind. And what about your bear? Maybe I was just getting the wrong vibes, but I thought he was your boyfriend. Of course, that's why I'm doing this. Oh fuck! I forgot to tell you he's overheated in the van! Got distracted with you and I left him in there for too long! Jesus, he actually looks concerned. I know he's not, but he actually looks like it. A few seconds pass, during which Cameron's mind is telling him 10 different ways to react. Cameron knows for a fact that Devon's alive. Yeah, you're looking at him like...
I just 10 seconds pass and he's still just like... Exactly.
But should he act terrified to satisfy the bear? Brian interrupts with a giggle. Nah, he's fine. Just want to make sure the feelings between you two, y'all mutual. Your face said it all. Brian laughs again and even lets out a high-pitched whoop! I don't know. That echoes around the quiet forest. Not knowing what else to do, Cameron does his best to go along with Brian's game and forces a laugh. Holy shit, you really got me there. Thought my heart was about to give out. Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't like this. I don't want to say it, but I guess I gotta. No, I don't actually. You don't have to force me to do shit. Nah, I gotta. Damn, you're cute. Cutest little Yodi I ever seen. Oh, thanks. Drugs, they make everything seem better. I think I'm more on the ugly side of things, if I'm being honest. I mean, I haven't even showered in a while either. Cameron pretends to self-consciously smooth over his head fur. Nah, you were cute before I amped up. Also, I've had guys shit themselves. Either because they were scared or they thought it would stop me doing what I did. I didn't, because this shit I'm on only makes me horny as fuck. So not only do you look cute, it is cute thinking that it might help you. What the fuck? Of course. Cameron saw the torture Brian inflicted, and the bear had to be drugged up whenever he was doing it. Cameron can especially remember Daniel's experience and his thoughts. 10, 15, sometimes 20 hours of non-stop physical and mental torture, and it would go on and on and on. Wouldn't stop until the bear's exhausted body would pass out. And then he would sleep for an entire day, sometimes longer, before the process would begin again. Well, luckily for you, we got more important things to do. Come stand here next to me. Okay, I'm gonna help you. Cameron tries to make it sound like he's on the bear's side. Who's thinking these thoughts? But as Cameron moves to stand beside Brian, it finally seems to sink in that Brian is going to kill them. Not because it's obvious, but because he's started to pick up on the bear's thoughts. He's reading his mind. He thinks he murdered Artie, but he didn't. For whatever reason, either because he's outside or because he's spacing out even more, he's certain of that. He'd never been close friends with the cat, but Cameron had gotten to know him, and that feeling, that amalgamation of the person that is Artie, is still out there. Cameron mentally reaches out for the cat, but it's so far, so distant. Something is wrong with Artie. His amalgamation is missing some parts. Yeah! And if you check your shoes, you might find some of it. Devon's is still full and nearby, and it shines like a beacon in the darkness of the barren desert. So while Brian is telling him to contact people he murdered and buried under the ground, Cameron instead reaches out for Devon. I don't know why I did that. A few minutes after Brian left, Devon became frantic. Even though he knows it won't help, it'll only make things worse, the instinctual part of his brain overwhelms everything. With low, bearish grunts and growls, he yanks and pulls and lunges with all of his weight. He's trying to get something other than his ruined wrists to break. He'd already contemplated dislocating or even breaking his thumbs. Oh, God, that's horrible. To pull his paws out of his cuffs, like he'd seen characters do in some movies. Yeah, some scene. God, I had to watch. I can't think of the movie right now, but it's Amistad. That's the fucking movie. Fuck. God, it's in my brain. I had to watch it for a class. Fantastic fucking movie, but it was like in the opening scenes. But just by looking at the metal, you can tell that they're all too well fitted for that to do any good. You could gnaw his thumbs off, but he'd still be stuck. That, it wouldn't taste very good. So he just yanks until... Oh, lordy! He yanks until blood is seeping onto his paw fur. Even with the added lubrication, they don't budge. This is making me so uncomfortable. Please. The only word he says with each grunt of exertion. Finally, as if the drugged water begins to take its effect, Dev slumps on his side, crying. Sobs harder than he ever has in his adult life. Cameron, I'm so sorry, Cameron. Please. He killed them. All because he needed to find out. Turns out, he will find out. Because they're gonna die. How could he do this to Cameron? How could he be so stupid, naive, inconsiderate, selfish? In a flash of rage and desperation, Devon viciously gnaws at his right forearm. Oh, Jesus, no, why? God, take it out on the chains and maybe it'll work, but don't bite your fucking arm. Jesus. Snarling forearm. Again, he knows it's senseless, pointless, detrimental, but the self-loathing is all-consuming and mostly he just wants to punish himself. Golly. After several seconds, he stops, and after blinking away the blur of tears, he sees that... Ah! Oh. Okay. Some fur is missing. He barely broke the skin. Yeah. Still. Owie. Yeesh. Devon lets out a hopeless, despairing laugh, even while tears stream down his face. The metal enclosure makes the laugh sound loud and hollow. And that's when Devon stops as he realizes how unhinged he sounds. How he shouldn't be acting like this. He doesn't have a right to break down. His friend is dead. And his best friend. Devon knows he needs to do everything he can to break out. The next time Brian is within reach, he's going to do everything he can to make sure he dies. He'll rip his throat out. But while that fire is rekindled in his chest, he can't fight whatever drug the bear gave him. Devon suspects that it's what's making him delirious, too. Also, the mass dehydration and lack of, food and actual water. Either way, it's powerful. And Devon knows he probably won't be able to do much for another hour or two, so he lays down, trying to keep his ears open so he can be ready for the old bear if he comes back. Oh, if Cameron dies, it doesn't matter if I escape. I won't be able to live with that. Maddie, Who Maddie? Maddie, Mateo. Huh? No one's used his second name since... Oh! Oh. Oh, he's getting flashbacks too. Damn. Why couldn't you just watch her? Damn. Are these his eyelids? Not so much arches as webs. Devon! Devon stays curled up because he knows. He just imagined that. His brain is playing tricks on him. Or Devon, it's me. Oh, this is Cameron reaching out to him. Devon, it's me. I'm here. Oh. Cam? Devon stares at the swirling patterns and lines. Are you okay? No, none of us are okay. You're not okay. I don't even know if you're alive. Devon tries to move towards Cameron, but he stays at a constant 10 feet away. For pandemic, you gotta stay far away from people, no matter how hard the bear tries to get to him. Devon, I'm real. Cameron carefully enunciates each one of his words. Okay, we gotta be very enunciative. I'm doing this through, my mind, I think. I'm fucking psychic, remember? Well, now I know this is my bullshit. This is what got us into this nightmare in the first place. Devon. Yeah, you know what? Fuck you. Fuck you. You're exactly what I was hoping you'd be. You don't exist. My sick, fucked up mind is making up this version of you that I had no right to create, and his voice trembles with emotion. He's never had a dream before where he's felt this real, this alive, and of course it's happening when he's feeling at his absolute worst. I just wish you were real so I can actually tell you how sorry I am. I can't take any of this back, even if somehow we make it out. It looks so fine, and I know you're not fine because you're with that goddamn bear. It's quiet for a moment, and the only sound being Devon's sobbing. Devon, I know there isn't much I can do to convince you that I'm real. All I can say is that I am real. And that I love you dearly. I love you too. And yeah, Brian is hurting me, just like he's hurting all of us. What's he doing to you? What happened to me not being real? Just in case, are you okay? Look on Cameron's face makes Devon's stomach drop. Well, not really, no, but he's keeping me alive. So, that's what's important. But, you see those patterns? Yeah? Well, Brian drugged me with shrooms, so I'm tripping absolute balls right now. Hallucinogens enhance my abilities, and I think I kinda created this space. I really can't make this stuff up. Well, maybe you're right. But he drugged me too, you know? This could still all be me. You don't give psychedelics to someone you're trying to state. Anyway, it turns out that I'm not that different from my mom. It's all arches. I see them when I take certain drugs. Devon looks up at the patterns. I remember a website where I was able to go on there and draw certain patterns and they'd be all mirrored like that. It was cool. I don't remember what the website was. Anyway, he looks up at the patterns, and for the first time, he feels like this might actually be real. Cameron? It's me. Yes. Cameron, oh my God, please let this be real, baby. I'm so sorry. No. We don't have time for this right now. Also, I kind of read your mind, so I already know. Sorry about that, by the way. It's just happening automatically. But I can sense Brian's thoughts too, and now I know where you are, where the van is, that you're in a set of handcuffs, and I know where the keys are. I'll get you out somehow. Cameron, honey, please don't do anything that might get you hurt. Please. Devon sees Cameron's lips tremble. Devon, you know I can't promise that in this situation. Neither of us can, but we're doing this together. Cameron! Shit. Brian, is he there with you? I'm gonna be fine, but I gotta go. I love you. Cameron! No, damn it, please! Crumbles into the darkness, feeling helpless. He should be there with Cameron, not here, sleeping and doing nothing. Doing this together. The great deal of effort, Devon smothers the frustration and terror, knowing that he should have some faith in his boyfriend if Cameron thinks he can do this. That Devon realizes he has to believe him. He just wishes he could fully believe that what just happened is real. And though Cameron had convinced him at that moment, so continues to rest, waiting to see if his coyote can come to free him. And hopefully, then he can finally get his claws on Brian. You've been standing there for a good 10 minutes. So, what'd you see? I'm having trouble. They won't talk to me. Oh? Why's that? I think it's because you're here and they're scared of you. Maybe if you... Cameron screams, clawing and clutching at the huge fist on his ear, Brian twisting it viciously before lifting up so that Cameron's feet actually lift off the ground. He didn't know it was possible to feel that much pain from his ears, even though he knows they're sensitive. Stop! You... Okay, not saying that. Violently shakes Cameron, lowercase c on that Cameron. And the coyote twists his body, grabbing the bear's forearm and trying to get his legs lifted up and wrapped around the bear's bicep to lessen the pressure. Brian won't allow it. You know you said everything out loud just now? What? You know exactly what! Oh, Jesus. Cameron is slammed up against the trunk of the tree, the impact resonating through his body. Instantly, Brian's huge, rugged muzzles right up next to his own, snorting heavily. God damn. Cameron fights as best he can, but his feet are off the ground again. Did he mean the thing with Brian or what? He kicks and twists. The grip is more powerful than anything he's felt before. God. He can actually feel his eyes bulge and his tongue stick out involuntarily, unless he finds himself drowning. Yeah! In that moment, it isn't the crushing pressure on his neck or the horrid, rancid breath that's coming from the old bear that Cameron notices most. It's that Brian didn't even seem angry. He didn't seem enraged that the coyote had been contacting Devon. He doesn't even seem upset that Cameron broke his word to help the old bear with his demons. Instead, Brian looks excited, ecstatic, all while staring right into Cameron's face, watching the coyote's mouth open and close noiselessly. Vaguely, Cameron can sense a battle taking place inside Brian. Desperately wants to have his way. Desperately wants to have his way with Cameron, but he also wants Cameron to exercise the ghosts. Cameron can also sense that Brian is realizing his plans were doomed from the start. How would he ever hide the fact that he killed a loving couple in this infamous abandoned town? What? He knows people will look for them, unlike his previous victims. The bear is deciding that they are all going to die. This is the end, and he'll end it with one final victim. It doesn't fucking matter. Brian hisses in Cameron's face. Oh god, he looks up. Something moves out of the corner of Cameron's eye, and he looks to see a somewhat familiar face. Its black, void-like features with swirling red eyes stare at him. Oh boy! Guess you shouldn't have gone outside, Brian! It's watching him too, like it's just as fascinated with Brian. Cameron senses very little intention or emotion from the creature, who finally realizes that its purpose in this forest is simple. Record the terrible things that happens in it. Cameron is about to become one of its next recordings. The coyote's vision blurs. One paw drops. Slip into Brian's pocket? What? Disguising it as him trying to push the bear away. Feels and finds the single key that he knew would be in there. God damn it, you're a fucking cute one, you know? Brian's voice trembles with a cruel, passionate emotion and nuzzles it. Stop it! Nuzzles him. He squeezes harder and Cameron's eyes roll up, all while putting the key in his own pocket. But he's not sure it matters. Brian isn't letting up. As he fades into darkness, Cameron feels a part of himself die. The trip peaks and suddenly Cameron is everything at once. He's a trailer, home in the northwest. He's a desert lake. He's a broken road in the middle of nowhere. He's being hit by a van. He's a train cutting through the wilderness. He's been shot in the head. He's been hung from a tree. He's been beaten to death. He's swimming under an arch. He's in a space shuttle smashing into the ocean. He's a dead town. These are all fucking references, aren't they? Dead, but with working reflexes, using tools still clutched in his grasp. Cameron disappears, and these thoughts and feelings are no longer his because he isn't who he is. He is everything. And because of that, he can see everything. What the fuck does that mean? Fuck! What? Really? Son of a... What the mother... Okay. Fine. You're gonna... Mother... Okay. Fine. Fine. You want to leave it at that? Fine. Fine. You're gonna leave it at that? Fine. Alright, there's a whole lot of motherfucking spinning plates in this. And I would really like to know what in the holy shit is going on and what the fuck's happening next. But I guess we're just gonna have to fucking wait and see, aren't we? So, on the next one, find out what in the hell? But until then, thanks for watching. In all seriousness though, might be one of the most sentimental moments of the fucking year. With fucking socket monster saving Artie. That seriously might be one of the most sentimental moments of the year. If that was a category on the Golden Steves, that might seriously win it. But anyway, thank you for watching. See you next time. I've been trained and professional. Have a nice day, everyone. Bye, everyone.